Well. What is going on here today? I'm here. Ain't no doubt about it. I'm here. You guys already know what to do. If you do not mind, I need you to share right now. If you don't mind, help your boy out right now. Come on and share this little podcast that I have here. Welcome everyone to the one and the only. This is, ladies and gentlemen, the Big Time Show podcast that is being seen and heard live right now. We're live everywhere. Live on Facebook, on the Big Time Show page, and on the Sports Empire page, network page, I'm sorry, as well as the YouTube pages for the Big Time Show. Podcast, as well as the Sports Empire Network Facebook page. We're live right now on Twitch and Twitter. If you want to join me there, if you're watching me and don't want to watch where you're watching from, there it is. There are the links that you can go to there at the bottom of the ticker there, as you can see. We're also on live TV right now. On TV right now from different various platforms as well. I don't know them all. Forgive me for being raggedy, but just know I'm on TV there as well. If somebody is on here right now, please let them know where we are. Greg, I see you, man. What's going on? We're live also as well on the original home of the Big Time Show, which is, of course, Podbean as well. I hope that you guys have had a great day so far. I know I have, because it started off with bang, my son, and some of you have already seen through my personal page. You already know what happened. My son got loose today, as he does, but he got a little hot today. I think he had, well, I don't think I know yet. He had 14 points. His son, the team won 28-11. He lost his mind in the second half, y'all. He only had 2 points in the first half, and then he caught fire. When he hit about 3 or 4 in a row, he started feeling himself, got him on a little bit more rebounds, and kept rolling. And I said, "Oh my, what do we have here?" He kind of lost it, y'all. And me being a proud dad, you understand. I felt the power, I felt the urge. What's up, Eastside Harold? Here you go. Oh my goodness, Eastside Harold. Yeah, it's good to have you here, brother. Eastside Harold. I totally forgot about you. Oh my goodness. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have today a Houston Texan fan in here. Yeah, Greg, I'm finna crank it up, but I have my I'm not gonna I'm not gonna insult him like that. Let's just say he's not a Cowboy fan and he shows up here every Saturday and Monday. I appreciate that. He shows up here and he tries to knock down the Cowboys, but now the Cowboys now are knocking at his doorstep now, which is the Houston Texans. So let's Eastside, I need you to stay with me today, because it's amazing how when the knock coming at your doorstep, they say. It's amazing how when you can't jump on nobody else's bandwagon, you got to stand up yourself now. You see, he said, now all the teams that you said we were going to lose to, which we beat, now you got to stand up on your own now. See? And it's going to be, in fairness, though, out of being a respectful podcaster as I am, and I'm really not going to talk a lot of trash, because let's be fair. Eastside, I know you here. And I know, yeah. See, yeah, you hoping for a trap game. See, I understand. I know you're hoping. I know you are. 'Cause see, if it ain't a trap, you in trouble. See, I don't think it's gonna be a trap game, Eastside. Not for the different because it's Houston. Let me tell you why I don't feel like it's gonna be a trap game at all. Here's the reason why. We might as well go get it cracking, y'all. Let's go. Yeah. Here's the reason why I don't feel like it's not gonna be a trap game. Unfortunately for you, Eastside, the Dallas Cowboys know before they even walk out there. They know they got to continue to win because Philadelphia have put us in this position that every game is just like a playoff game. It's a must win because we got hopes and we got aspirations of trying to win our division, in which we are 2 games behind right now. Usually when a team is 9-3 at this point, usually that team probably leading the division right now. Not this year. Philadelphia's only lost 1 game, and then their schedule, of course, is not hard at all. I mean, they're really not playing anybody except us on Christmas Eve. That's it. Everything else, they're heavily favored in all those games, and it's forcing us that we have to win. So I don't think it's a trap game, Eastside here. I think the Cowboys know that they have to win. And we've been that way for about the last 2-3 weeks because Philly won't lose. So that's why I feel like it's not a trap game. They know that if they pretty much lose another game, they'll be 3 games behind, and you just about kiss the division or a chance of a division goodbye. The only way we're gonna win the division is unless, exactly, Greg. There it is. Eastside, are you watching? Look at the chat room. The Eagles got 2 games against the Giants. Nobody's picking the Eagles to lose neither one of those games. Okay, they got 11 wins now. The way I look at it, that's 13 off the top. So you see what I'm saying? It's not going to be a trap game because they know what they have to do. They got to win. And unfortunately for you, Eastside, and your team, wrong place at the wrong time. That's all I'm going to tell you. Now, I'll get into what kind of chances y'all got in a second. Because when you look at this game and you see what's going on, I see what you're saying. He said, I agree with you because, yeah, you can laugh all you want, but you know y'all in trouble. That's all. You know you're in trouble. You hoping and wishing upon a star right now, just hoping. You're hoping and hoping and trying your best to figure out, can my guy just pull off probably the biggest upset in the NFL this year? And I get it. I really do. I get it. I understand. I'm not gonna say anything about it. It's the NFL. It's any given Sunday. I get it, but Eastside, when you look at this is what I'm talking about. See, let's go into the real stuff. This is the stats as of today. All right, I am on defense, as you can see there. Now let's look at it together, y'all. The Houston Texans, right now, yards given up, they're dead last. Last in total yards defense. Last. I'm sorry. Looking at the Falcons. They are 1, 2. They're at the bottom. Let's just say the bottom. They're in the lower 20s. That's not good. Let's look at it together. In yards per game given up, the Houston Texans defense is, you can see. So I ain't got to say nothing. The stats don't lie. Here's the bottom line. They're giving up 378 total yards per game, which is at the bottom 5 of total defense in the league. Let's keep moving. I'm trying to figure out a way, Eastside, how y'all going to compete. I hope y'all sharing this. In passing yards, the Houston Texans, let's look at this, are kind of in the middle. Okay. 2,510 yards of total yards passing, yards per game passing. The Houston Texans are, let's just say, in the middle. They have a pretty decent, they're only giving up 209 yards a game. That is good. And you got to keep in mind that they have Stingley, the rookie cornerback from LSU who was injured a lot in college at the last minute, but everybody had a first round grade on him. He's pretty good. So, but I don't think he's playing. Eastside, you should know your team. I really ain't, I don't know about your team. Is Stingley playing? Come on, help us out in the chat bar here. Come on, help us out. Is Stingley even playing? What's up, Key in the building? Key, help me out. Hey, Spony. East side, I don't know what that means if you know or not. So you so worried about the Cowboys, you don't even know what your own team doing. That's a typical Cowboy hater too. I mean, they pay more attention to our team. Then when it's time to talk about your team, nobody knows. Somebody go get me Key, if you're still here. Give me find me Coach Dante. Coach Dante is a diehard Houston fan. If anybody's on here watching me from our chat room and the Sports Empire Network page, please go give me another Houston Texan fan, which is Coach Dante. He's a responsible podcaster, highly respected. I need him to pop in and just answer one question. He's not playing, Key in the building. So Stingley is not playing. All right. So Eastside Harold, Lord have mercy. I'm trying to help y'all. I'm trying to find a way. Other than the Cowboys beating themselves, I'm trying to find a way how Houston can beat us. All right. So Stingley's not playing. So this stat here with Houston, if y'all can see all this, Houston is kind of camouflaged here because Stingley's not playing. He has played. He was good. Okay, here's the thing that you need to pay attention. Rushing yards given up. The Houston Texans are last in the NFL. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all already know where I'm going in a minute on how the Cowboys should beat the Houston Texans. They are last in the NFL, giving up so far 2,029 yards, which is, again, yards per game. The Houston Texans are last. East side, so you can't say nothing when the stats right there in front of your face. The Houston Texans are last in rushing defense, giving up 169.1 yards a game. Oh, okay. Mr. Eastside Harold, may I introduce to you Mr. Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard. You ever heard of them? I'm quite sure you have. These are the guys that you will have to see tomorrow. And you're last in offense, huh? Okay. Well, okay. Okay. Let's go on because I'm trying to figure it out. Points per game, and I really ain't checked this one out, but let's just see what Houston is. How many points they've given up? Okay, they're kind of in the middle of the pack here, and they've given up 287 points a game. I mean, not a game, 287 points so far this year in points per game, which is the main one. I'm bypassing Dallas because y'all see Dallas up at the top. Okay, I ain't gonna say nothing about that. Okay, Houston is giving up 23.9 points a game. Now that ain't too bad, but it ain't great either. And they're pretty much at the lower part of the NFL, as you can see. They're 32 teams, 31, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23. They're 22nd in the league in points per game at 23, if I'm not mistaken. 23.9. So Eastside and Cowboy fans, both everybody, I don't see this is I will give Eastside as a Houston Texans fan a little credit because all fingers point that the Dallas Cowboys should annihilate the Houston Texans. There's no other way around it. We have, without a doubt, we have the number one, we have the worst defense, rushing defense. If you want to know the keys, it's easy to see. Again, as you can see there, let me move it down for you again. Let's look at the rushing defense again. Yards per game. That's really the only one we need to see. Yards per game rushing. This is really all. I could really shut down the podcast right now to say this. I don't have to say nothing else. You want to know how we going to beat the Houston Texans, ladies and gentlemen? It's right there. At that last, right there. Because it's last now. It's definitely last. It's last, okay? The Houston Texans are giving up 169 yards a game rushing. This is not rocket science, everybody. You want to know how we're going to beat these guys? Run the football. It's simple. It's simple. They can't stop the run. Now here we go, Cowboy fans. If you think we can't stop the run, then you what you think about them? And I got Pollard, and I got Zeke Elliott. I even got Malik Davis if we need to. We should destroy these guys running the football. Now, we run the football the way I'm talking, we may not score 35 because we're going to eat up the clock. Okay? So I wouldn't be surprised if we don't. I see somebody said something here that what's that, Greg? Greg said we should score 35. He wouldn't be shocked if we score 35. I wouldn't either. But if we talking about pounding these guys, that's going to take the time on the clock, and we might score 28, 27. There's no need to try to make Dak Prescott the MVP of the league. Okay? There's no way. Now, here's another way that the Dallas Cowboys, Eastside, I'm trying to help you out, actually. I'm a Cowboy fan, without a doubt, but I'm trying to help you. So, here's the way that Houston also got a shot to beating us. I mean, it ain't a big shot. You know, I would say what kind of shot it is, but I'm gonna keep my mouth closed. All right, let's go to this. We don't have to see, but in fairness, y'all, let's go through all this. In yards so far, the Houston Texans offensively are last. It seemed to be it seemed to be a common word in talking about Houston. Ladies and gentlemen, that word is last. Okay, don't get mad at me, Eastside. I'm just giving you the stats. Okay, don't get mad. There it is. They're last in offense, as you can see, in total yards, which means they're not doing too good. Okay, yards per game offensively. The Houston Texans, and without me even looking at this, I'm looking. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Let's say it together. The Houston Texans are what? Last 279.3 yards a game. The Houston Texans are last. Okay? Now, this is where they're going to be last at, but it's getting ready to change a little bit. Okay? It's getting ready to change. I promise you, because I know who they have. Okay? Look at this. Let's go to passing yards. Could it be, can Houston, let's see where they are. In total yards, Houston is at the bottom of the league there, as you can see. Only the Giants, Carolina, Tennessee, which is very strange, in passing. Atlanta and Chicago are the only teams that are worse. So they're the bottom six of the. So they're about 26 or 27th in the league in passing. Here's the key one: per game. Now we about to find out. And the Houston Texans. Here we go. Wait a minute. Yards per game. Where are they? I don't even see them. Okay, they're at the bottom. Notice the Cowboys are not too much further up, though, which is what we want. 210 yards a game, and that's going to steadily climb because Dak is back. But we're not trying to make that happen. We're not trying to really climb. 210 yards for the Cowboys offensively. Okay, I get that, but that ain't really what we're talking about. Houston is 191 yards per game in passing, which, of course, is at the bottom of the league, right at the bottom, bottom six of the league, as you can see there. So, and then, of course, I ain't got to say nothing about what my defense is. Of course, we'll be up at the top. I ain't got to tell y'all that. So, they're going against some animals. Here is the way. Eastside, here's your bright light. Rushing. Because Houston Texans really have no quarterback. Now, when it comes to rushing the football, Houston again is at the bottom of the league. However, for those that are still saying that we can't stop the run, here's the reason for your concern, I guess, because they have, even though they're at the bottom, they've given up 1,000. They've got 1,055 yards. Let's see if the yards per game. What are they getting? I think I already saw it. But whatever they are at close to the bottom again, and they're only averaging 87.9 yards a game. Shoot, that's what we want. If you can keep a team under 100 yards a game, you're gonna win ball games. So we're not even. You see what I'm saying? I thought it'd be better. However, they do have a stud running back, Mr. Pierce. That's what I was trying to go with. Pierce is dangerous. Okay, Pierce is good. I don't want y'all to think that it's another. That's really the only offensive weapon that really worth to talk about. All right, now let me go into what Eastside Harold is talking about, because all signs point to that this really should not be a game. I appreciate everybody that's coming in and watching and all that. Do me a favor and go ahead and share. I think Joe said it best, and let me just put it up there. Houston, we have a problem. The stats don't lie. You can argue and say all this and that. It just shouldn't be a problem. It shouldn't be. But ladies and gentlemen, let me get to my boys now, because I don't see no sunshine for the Houston Texans. Let me give you the ways that Dallas can let Houston in the game. Number one, offensively, these slow starts that we get off to, which seems to be every game with the exception of maybe the Minnesota game, where we were on fire the whole game. Other than that, we act like it takes us a whole half to get it going. And that's the part that gets me kind of frustrated, because we always end up letting teams have hope. Hope for, and then you give them hope and confidence by letting them hang around before you finally crank things up. Because as we know by now, the pattern is that the Cowboys really turn it on in the second half. That part is the truth. We really are a second half team. But there are some games, ladies and gentlemen, that we should not have to be waiting on. You got to go ahead and put your foot on somebody's neck immediately to let them know you don't belong here. It's really just that simple. And Eastside, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And you done jumped on everybody else's bandwagon, probably because you understand that your team don't belong. And I'm gonna go and say that. It's just the truth. I ain't bragging. I'm just telling the truth. The Houston Texans don't belong with us on the football field. No way. But I will give Eastside Harold the credit that he had just said earlier in the chat, because that part is the truth. He said this: any given Sunday. That's what he said. Eastside said it, any given Sunday, where a team just acts like they are the Super Bowl champions, and they are not all of that. You understand what I'm saying? They will act like like the Houston, all of a sudden they will act like they are they won the defending world champions or something. This is the Houston Texans Super Bowl. This is the only time folks will watch the Houston Texans. The world will be watching. When you get the Sunday ticket, the city of Houston don't even watch the Houston Texans play. They watch everybody else. Eastside Harold is a perfect example. This may be the first time he watched his own team play this year. He ain't watched the Houston Texans play all year. He watched us though. He watched us. He watched us, hoping and wishing, buying pom-poms for every other team. Every other team hoping his game be on and the Cowboy game be on. He watched the Cowboy. Eastside is the truth. You know it's the truth. It's not lies. It's the truth. You have more knowledge about my team than your team. You know our team. See what I'm saying? I don't know if you know it. See, now you gotta meet us now. See? Now you got to pay the price. See? You can't see that. All that talk. All I'm gonna do, I'm finna make the call, he said. I'm about to make the call. I'm getting ready to make the call to the Dallas Cowboys. I got some numbers there. I'm getting ready to make the phone call and tell them to unleash this defense tomorrow. So you know what that means, don't you, Zach? I mean, since you've been watching us, you know what's going to happen on this defense now. Whoever your quarterback is, I feel sorry for him. I'm just going to go and tell you now. I'm sorry. Matter of fact, let me just go and say this. Who is y'all backup quarterback? Huh? Cause hey, we ain't wishing no injury on nobody, but it's only so much, and only so many hits the quarterback can take. And trust me, Eastside, because you've been watching us. You know your quarterback getting ready to get hit often. You know it. The real chance is, can Dameon Pierce have a NFL record type day? You see what I'm saying? That's my only question. That's your only chance. Eastside say we have some of the best tackles in the NFL. Well, I don't know that Eastside in all fairness, because I don't watch y'all play. So I don't know. And I'm not trying to be funny there. But this is what I do know. David Mills is a starter. Okay. David Mills, almost kind of a veteran, doesn't holler it, but He's there. He's in the NFL. He's one of the best 32 quarterbacks in the whole entire world. So I'm not going to even go check him like that. He's one of the best in the world. It's only about 32 guys in the whole world can do it. He's one of them. You know how many quarterbacks in this world? So he's one of the best. That's all I'm going to say. But Eastside, you said you got some of the best tackles in the NFL. Please understand, Eastside. You know this. I don't even know why you throw that up there. He ain't seen nothing like they ain't seen nothing like they getting ready to see tomorrow. You know that. You know your tackles ain't seen nothing like what's getting ready to come at them tomorrow. See, Micah Parsons have a way of making the best look like the worst. Now you know that. Come on, man. Cause see, I got some of the best too. See what I'm saying? Eastside. See, whatever you ain't got too much to, you ain't got too much to say. But if you gonna hang your hat on saying they some of the best in the league, okay. Let me just go and tell you. Let me go and tell you, okay. Shane, one of my loyal, faithful brothers in here who've been hanging with me a while, Shane. I consider him almost so I'm gonna break off my thoughts, Eastside, and answer your question. You say, Bishop, how many points do the Texans average per game? Let's go to that real quick. And let's just see that. Let's go to offense. Points per game, which is right here. And that's yard. Points per game, I'm sorry. Points per game. The Houston Texans are probably last. Nope, that's next to last. They are averaging, Shane, hope that you can see that. They're averaging 15.7 points a game. They're averaging right at 16. You might as well round it up, which is next to last in the league. Their offense averaged 16 points a game. I'm giving them 16. I mean, hello. I mean, good Lord. If you averaging is 16 points a game, you go against the Dallas Cowboys and look, this is different. Look, Eastside, this is a different beast here. Okay. You seen since you watch us so much, you know what this defense is. I ain't got to tell you. So yeah, you help me. You talking about you got the best tackles, okay? I'm gonna say I got. Look, watch this, Eastside. Watch this, Eastside. I got Parsons. I got D-Law. I got Fowler. I got Armstrong. I got safeties that blitz and Donovan Wilson. Ooh. I don't know what, I'm trying to make this podcast as interesting as it could be. But if I'm coming from the Houston Texans side, I ain't got too much to talk about. I don't. Huh? Karam, I feel you. Oh, I forgot Cage Y01. Hey, appreciate you. This is one of my new subscribers who follow me. That's right. Forgive me for saying this. Hey, Eastside, look, man. I ain't said Sam Williams. I mean, good God. I mean, yeah. Thank you, Cage One. You are officially a member of the Big Time Show analyst team. Thank you, sir. Thank you for that contribution. Sam Williams, huh? I mean, and you tell me, hey, Cage One, Cage Y. Let me show you what he said, because you just popping in, I think. If you just popping in, let me show you. I got a Houston Texans fan who troll me every week because he's a Cowboy hater. All right, so he come in always talking trash about the Cowboy. One of them type. I ain't got no problem with it. I like him. I just like when he come on after we beat folks' brains out, and then he got to come on here and don't say nothing. But this is what he said, Cage One. Watch this right. This is what he just said earlier in the chat. I don't know if you were here or not. That's the reason why I'm bringing that. Look what he said. He said we have some of the best tackles in the NFL. That's what he said now. He said we got some of the best tackles. Now, in fairness, Eastside, are you here? Because I didn't clarify that. In fairness to you, were you talking offensive tackles or were you talking defensive tackles? I believe you were talking offensive tackles. Don't try to change it and say you talking defensive tackles. You ain't talking about nothing there either. I flip it on you over there too. I believe you're talking about offensive tackles. So, that's why I caged one. This is why I said I started naming. I was like, he ain't saying nothing like was getting ready to come. Yeah, that's why I said. You see what I'm saying? You can't just cage one. Oh yeah. Also, you already know cage one. Oh yeah. Also, east side, you go everywhere, don't you? East side makes a go. See right here, cage one. Do you have a podcast, sir? Do you have a podcast, man? Because see, you put up a statement right. He said he go all around Cowboy land and goes across and goes across and just mess with Cowboy fans. And I'm gonna give him the credit because he come on my show, and I don't mind him hanging, and we have fun. This is just fun. Oh, you have a podcast. Beverly J, my brother is in here. West Coast Cowboy in here. It's really simple. West Coast, you just pop it in. I had told everybody it's real simple. The Houston Texans giving up 169 yards a game rushing. And ladies and gentlemen, without a doubt, the run, the damn ball, president has entered the building. My brother is in here, West Coast, and y'all already know. I ain't even got to ask him. I don't even have to ask him. Matter of fact, West Coast, you watching? West Coast, you got time? If you got time, send me your email. I'm gonna go and bring him in here. I'm just gonna go and bring him in. Might as well. You find me through West Coast. Appreciate you, Cage One. I appreciate you sharing the love. Appreciate you. Coach Bree Love in the building. This is what we call a trap game with next week's Jaguar. Can't be looking towards Philly to lose one of these games. Coach is actually right, but Coach Bree Love, this is what I said earlier in regards to your comment. I just said it when I got in. The Philadelphia Eagles are forcing us. Hey, West Coast, if you hear, inbox me your email real quick. You can come on in here real quick and tell us why we should just hand this ball off at least 35 times at least. Go and inbox me your email so I can bring you in here if you're watching or if you got time. Coach Bree Love, I believe, West Coast, I'm checking it out too. I've got it right here. Go ahead and inbox me your email and I'll send you the link real quick. Coach Bree Love, the Philadelphia Eagles are forcing us to play playoff football, whether we know it or not. We can't lose. We're already 2 games behind. Usually 9-3. Usually by now, 9-3 will get you. I see you, West Coast. I see you right now. Okay. Usually by now, a 9-3 record. A 9-3 record would get you a division lead. Most teams that are 9-3 usually are at the top of their division right now. This is going to be a strange year. Not only the way I'm figuring it out now, and I usually don't go way ahead, but I'm the Cowboys got me thinking like this. I believe the Dallas Cowboys are going to have about 12 wins this year. And usually that would give you almost a number 1 seed. But how about a 12-1 team, 12-3 or 12-4 team? How about that's probably going to get you a wild card seed this year. Like you're going to be 5th. You're going to be 5th as a wild card. You're not even going to get a home playoff game. You're probably going to have the second best record in the NFC. I believe that. But you're not going to get it. West Coast, if you're there, I just sent it to you. I'll see you when you pop in if you're there. I don't see, you know what I'm saying? So they're going, yeah, that's exactly right. The way it's going, at least we're gonna be a fifth seeded, probably with the second best record in the whole NFC, and we're gonna end up probably being on the road the entire time, going to Tampa or as you see here, or going to Seattle or whoever, or Frisco or whoever. This is what's getting ready to happen. Because I've already said it, I'm sorry, I don't think we're going to win the division. I don't. When you look at Philly's schedule, even if we beat them, we still going to be one game out, and then we'll be hoping for a loss. West Coast, it should be there on your email. But anyway, I just don't see it. So, Coach, this is the reason why I say, yeah, it looking at it as a trap game, but because of the urgency, I really believe that the Cowboys, they ain't got no choice but to win, and they know that. Cage wide, brother, I don't think so. Defense is too good. Their defense is too good. And then they run the ball so well. And then you got a world-class coach. You got a world-class coach in Shanahan. He will know what to do with them. So I think they're gonna hold on. I do. It's gonna be hard to turn the game over into, for a point in the game that the game will turn into Purdy's hands exclusively. Like, the only way we're gonna win is this quarterback go crazy. You know what I'm saying? They run the ball well enough that they get to hide the quarterback. All he got to make just a couple of plays. You know what I'm saying? If there's a 2-minute drive and he got to pass the ball the whole way, okay, now you might have him. But the 49ers don't usually put a guy like that in that type of position. They don't. So, I don't know. I believe they're going to be all right. But irregardless of that, I just believe Philly's going. I think they got the Giants twice. There he is. Ladies and gentlemen, I got my brother in here. There he is, the one and only. Everybody know he is. I ain't got to give him no introduction at all to this dude right here. He is without a doubt, but I will anyway out of respect. He is without a doubt probably the greatest Cowboy blogger. I ain't talking about the big boys. You know what I'm saying? They got backing. You know what I'm saying? The Dallas. If you got the Dallas Cowboy machine behind you, you're supposed to be the best. This guy right here is started from the ground up, and what he has built, and he is without a doubt, y'all, the best blogger, one of the best in the game, without a doubt. We know all of them. This is one of my brothers who, fortunately for me, he's allowed me to come on his stage and share my little crazy old man thoughts. But this guy's the best. Y'all know who he is. Y'all know. Ladies and gentlemen, come on, put your hands together. My guy, he in the building, y'all.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you.
Come
can
on.
You hear me?
On.
You can hear me good?
I can hear you quite well. Everybody else can hear you quite well. I'm going to yield to you out of respect. And I don't see how I'm trying to find some light. I don't see it for Houston. And the reason why I'm saying that is because they're giving up 169 yards a game, West Coast.
I know.
And rushing. So here, let me throw this in, then I promise I'm going to give you the out the way. Let you talk. The only way we lose this game, man, unless Kellen Moore act like he done got a case of amnesia and wants to get pass happy, which we all know he does. Other than that, man, we run the ball. Hello. We're killing them out. West Coast done left me, man. He done left me. You done left me, dog. I don't know if it is, but anyway, well, he's probably gonna come right back. But anyway, this is the reason why we should not lose. If Kellen Moore, all of a sudden acts like he is horrible in his brain, that's the only way I think he's gonna lose. But West Coast, go on, tell me, is it something I'm missing or something need to be added here? Floor is yours. No.
I mean, I I don't think this is a matter of Cowboys win or lose because I don't think Houston is even going to try to win this game. Like Houston and right now is invested in doing what they're doing as far as going toward next year. They're invested in next year. They have a lot of players that could be playing right now that they're not playing, that they're just choosing not to play. I mean, the young running back's going to play. He's got about 840 yards, but Brandon Cooks is not going to play. I forget the second receiver. He's not going to play. So it's like, that's why I say Kamara.
Stingley's not playing.
Yeah, Stingley's not playing. So it's like, they have basically shut it down. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't believe in y'all know. I mean, if y'all watch my content, y'all know I don't believe in the whole any given Sunday theory. I don't believe in that. What I believe in is, a team that's 9-3, if they play their best game versus a team 1-10, they're going to beat them every single day of the week. You know what I'm saying? So, but I mean, I know some fans believe that, but I mean, even if the Cowboys go out there and throw the ball 60 times, you know what I'm saying, and only run the ball twice, I think they just beat them by 14. But either way, I don't think this is, I'm not saying it's not going to be competitive, but I don't think this game is going to be competitive. I think by the first half, because, Mills doesn't have the weapons, nor does that defense have it I mean, if I was the Dallas Cowboys, honestly, in this game, I would get the ball first. Like if you get the ball first, you're most likely going to score on your first drive, which is really beneficial for the Dallas Cowboys because that's something we haven't been able to do except for once this entire season. So, I mean, I think that's something if I'm the Cowboys, I definitely want to get the ball first because, I mean, you get the ball first and you score on your opening drive, this game is probably going to be over by the first quarter because then they're going to be in a situation where they're going to press. They're probably going to bend their run immediately, start throwing. And then who's to know? Micah Parsons, somebody going to do something ridiculous on that first defensive drive. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm pretty sure the defense and these guys have already told these guys, hey, once this game gets in hand, you guys are going to sit down. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm pretty sure the defense is going to come out on fire. You know what I'm saying? So, possibly, teams, everybody has a one thing I like, not one thing I like, but one thing about paying bad teams is you want to get them down quickly because as soon as they get down, they basically do what they normally do, and that's fold. You know what I'm saying? But if you put them on the offense first, you get a fluke play, they get a 40-yard, blah, blah, blah. Now you got yourself a game for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But I think he says they're tanking. I don't think they're tanking, but I don't think they're trying to win this game either. I don't think they're going to put the best assets on the team to secure a victory. No, I don't believe they're going to do that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because they have guys that are missing this game for illness. Like, come on, bro. And think about this. We have guys who have illnesses that are playing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now, I'm not saying there's, maybe they have a different illness, but I mean, you're 1-10. At this point, it's almost like these college kids that don't be playing in these bowl games. Like if you're 1-10, you already got guaranteed money or you already situated for the next year. I'm not saying it don't benefit you none, but it benefits the organization to play the younger kids right now because there's nothing on the line and you need to find out what you're going to be doing in the draft and things like that. So, I mean, they're 11 games. They have 5 games and they got 5 games left and they all come in the month of December except for 1 in January. So it's about to steamroll for them. You know what I'm saying? It's about to get ugly for them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Let me ask you this, West Coast, because you kind of hit on it. One of the things that we've noticed, me being on your show and pretty much everybody that's, invested in the Cowboys like we are, we noticed that the Cowboys, one of the things that they do always, except the exception of one game, is that they have these horrible starts to games. And this is what gives team confidence. And I guess you kind of believe so far, it's kind of like what you're saying. I guess you believe that they're going to go ahead and crack them open real quick instead of having these slow starts like that. Talk about me, and I ain't just talking about this game. I'm just talking about the strategy of these scripted plays that Kellen has, or this is McCarthy, whichever one, that we really don't get into a rhythm at all. Until it seems like maybe into the late part, second quarter. I mean, I ain't gonna say that late, but we all know how we get crunk up in the second half. But talk to me about these slow starts this year and how non-beneficial this thing gonna be later on as we keep moving, especially when we start talking about the playoffs and how bad this will get us hurt.
Well, I mean, we scored our first touchdown our opening drive last week. So I think it's uber important for us to do it this week because then that'd be 2 weeks in a row. Then you have a Jaguars team who might, depending on what they do this weekend. But I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Nobody is trying to run to the front of the line in this draft. So I mean,
Yeah.
everybody's gonna give you a little fight this year. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So that, but at the same time, the Jaguars are they're heading the same direction too. So I think before that Philadelphia game, you would literally have be able to have 3 games where you able to where you able to score on your opening drive. I think that's very important for the Cowboys because in the regular season, the games always seem a little bit longer, but we all know in the playoffs, man, them games be seeming short than a mug. And that's
Yeah.
because every down really matters. Like you're really like there is no getting up and going to the bathroom in the playoffs because if you get up and go to the bathroom, you come back and y'all punting now. You know what I'm saying? Like
Exactly.
every
Exactly.
drive, every possession counts. So it's like, I think we have not even we think we have to. You have to there's not these you got to also think like this. When you get to the playoffs, everybody's good. So it's
Yeah.
like there's not going to be a lot of opportunities where you're going to be able to get a good team down. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's like and so you have to take those opportunities. And for a defense, if you can stop a team on their first drive, that gives your defense life and that gives your offense life as they go on the field because they know if they go out and score, now you guys are up.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a win-win. I mean, it's a lose-lose if you don't do it. You know what I'm saying? Praise God, we've been playing bad teams.
Yeah.
You play bad teams, you can do that. But when you play good teams, no. Because good teams typically can score on their opening drive. That's the
Yeah.
issue. Bad
Mhm.
teams are the ones who can't score on their opening drive, but good teams typically can score on their first opening drive. And the reasoning being is because it's the way football is supposed to work. It's supposed to be easier to score in the first quarter than the fourth quarter. The
Yeah.
reason being is because the fourth quarter, they've seen everything that you got. Forget the film. They know exactly what you can do. Why? Because you're trying to do it to them right now. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Yeah.
In the first quarter, it's supposed to be easier because you're still figuring teams out. You're still, you're trying to figure out if these things still work. And so it's like, and you got to think like this, before every game, you got 6 days to prepare for
Yeah.
for this defense. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you don't in a game you don't have that. You got to think on the fly. Everything is moving right now. So it's
Yeah.
like you would think that a team would be better starting the game off simply because you have 5 days to prepare for this. You have 5 days to put 15 plays together that you feel are going to give you the best situation to score on your opening drive. And Kellen
Yeah.
Moore, he hasn't been able to do that. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't been
Yeah.
able to do that consistently. But in the playoffs, you have to be able to do that, man, because the good teams in the playoffs are going to be able to score on their opening drive. That's why they're
Yeah.
in the playoffs. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
And then as we get deeper and then we start talking about the playoffs, ladies and gentlemen, what West Coast is saying is that every possession is going to count. Every possession.
Yeah,
And
it
so we
is.
got to be real, we got to be real pointed out like we going in for the throat every possession and go ahead and light these guys up. And I'm great. And it's crazy, it may sound. I'm glad Philadelphia, and I keep seeing y'all in the chat room here. I'm glad Philadelphia is winning because it's forcing us to play every game. Like
Yeah.
it's like we got to stay with them. And so the focus for all of y'all, Eastside, you're a Texan fan, but that I don't even count, the games in the past. And traditionally you are right. The Texans always play because it's their Super Bowl. But
Mhm.
please understand.
We play a lot of Texans games in preseason too, so you got to
Yeah,
think
yeah,
about
yeah,
it.
yeah. But let me say this: the Philadelphia Eagles are forcing us to play every single game because we have to keep pace with them. And so the focus is gonna be there, y'all. I'm not even worried about that. This defense is focused anyway, period, because they gotta go. They want to be known as the number one defense in the league. So they're gonna try to keep it there in some ways and all that kind of stuff. The only way the Cowboys lose this game is they beat themselves. I know we don't. I don't even want to talk about the penalty part. We already know that can kill us, as it always usually does. But we're getting to the point now that West Coast. I know you done noticed, and I'll let you go after this one. Listen, the Cowboys are the talent level is overriding even some of these mistakes now. That
Exactly. Exactly.
man,
That's why when people ask me about, West Coast, what are we gonna do about the penalties? And I always said, I don't think there is anything you can do about the penalties. You fix penalties in the offseason. You know what I'm saying? And fixing penalties in a game is like trying in a season is like trying to trying to put together an airplane while it's flying, trying to fix an engine of a car while you're driving it. Like, you
Yeah.
can't really do that. You know what I'm saying? That's something, those behaviors have to be created in the off season. So my thought of behind the penalties have always been, you just have to learn how to overcome them. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to be in the overcome business. So in practice, we need to do more second and 15 drills, more third and 9 drills. Why? Compensating for the fact that we just got a penalty. That's just real.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Man, I appreciate you, West Coast. I ain't gonna hurt. I know this is usually not your time coming on no Saturdays, at least at this time. I appreciate you, man. I know you're gonna be getting ready for tomorrow and resting up and everything. We'll holler at you on tomorrow, man. Appreciate you for
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you. And that's the one and only. That's West Coast, y'all. Y'all know who he is. It's simple, y'all. I mean, it's simple. It's really simple. I'm trying to be, I'm trying to be respectful. I'm trying, but I don't see how this game's over. West Coast brought up a tremendous point, y'all. And East Side, I think you got to go ahead and I believe you kind of can go ahead and just admit this. You might as well. I really ain't trying to win. You get to this point here. This is where he's right. I totally forgot about that part. Y'all already scouting in the college land. You know what I'm saying? For real. You guys are working hard already for next season right now. Y'all are already circling names for players who you really are thinking about with that number 1 or number 2 draft pick. You see what I'm saying? I really don't think that your guys, just like you said, when you look at the guys on your team, which pretty much are your better players on this team, those guys are sitting. They're not playing tomorrow. I'll get to you, Greg. I see you. I answer the question in just a second. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put it up here just so I don't lose it. But your guys are not playing tomorrow. Not really. Y'all really want that number 1 draft pick. Usually by this time, you got to find some light at the end of the tunnel, no matter who's in the draft, no matter who's in position. I mean, no matter who it is, you're trying your best to get to the number 1 spot. And when you start thinking about the college right now, if you David Mills is your quarterback, that means that you're looking for a new quarterback. So you look at college right now. Who's coming out? Bryce Young from Alabama, C.J. Stroud from Ohio State. I'm not sure about the Heisman Trophy winner, who I think is going to win the Heisman tonight, and Caleb Williams from USC. That's who I think is going to win. I don't know his status. I believe he's coming out. I don't know. That's not official though. But when you start talking about these type guys, these are the guys that y'all probably going to pick number 1. You also have a dominant pass rusher in Will Robinson out of Alabama, who's coming out, and definitely he's going to be a game changer wherever he goes. So I'm cool with that. But right now that's Caleb is a sophomore. I'm sorry. And I should have known that because one of my better friends who I played ball was assistant head coach there, and Coach Simmons. So Caleb is not coming out. I think he's going to win the Heisman. Thank you, KHY, for that. But, ladies and gentlemen, you don't want to win. I mean, whoever you got your eyes on, you're going to get first, pretty much you're going to lock up that first pick. And you're at that point right now. So the Houston Texans need help. So I don't know if they're really trying to win. But as I said before, everybody's Super Bowl is against the Dallas Cowboys. So I believe that, they guys ain't just coming out laying down. If the Cowboys give them any type of confidence, they're going to be ready to play. This is the NFL. I give you that. But I really just don't see no light. So here's my prediction. Everybody that's here, I don't know how many folks are here or whatever, but whoever's on here, help me out right quick. I need everybody to give me a prediction of the score. Eastside Harold, let me see where you really at. You know y'all ain't gonna win. Let me just see if you gonna say the Cowboys gonna cover the spread. I think the spread is 17. Everybody give me your score tomorrow. Tavis, what's up, Tavis? Keystone Cowboy in the building. He's at the tanker for Bryce Houston. Okay, Eastside Harold, ladies and gentlemen, he's just going all in. He's a Texan fan. He said the Cowboys will lose to the Texans 21-14. Smoke, you on Podbean over there. Smoke, if you still there, give me your score. Smoke just said the Cowboys win 38-13. That's everybody else. Y'all come on in here. Cage 1. Oh my, Cage Y. 35-0. The Cowboys. Whoop. Coach Breedlove, a coach, says Dallas 31-10. Joe over in Italy, the country of Italy right now. He said the Dallas will win 55-10. Woo. Greg, 42-6 Cowboys. Cage White said Eastside, you high. Tavis said you're a nut. Eastside. Spony dog, have I spoke to you, man? I apologize, brother. I'm sorry. I ain't noticed, man. I ain't know you was in the building. Spony, come and say they got Cowboys win 42-10. Tavis says 30-10 Dallas. All right, this is my prediction. I think we're gonna score 35 to. I'm gonna give them a touchdown. 35-10. That's what I'm gonna go with. Eddie Woods, my best friend of my best friends in the whole world for over 30 years. 49 lover and definitely Cowboy hater. There it is. He says it's gonna be an upset tomorrow. I'm predicting the future. I know for sure. Cowboys will lose 27-17. Sorry, have a nice day. He hits and runs because he know he ain't talking about nothing. So he gonna go ahead and leave. Okay. I got 35-10, and it could be worse. Here's the other part. If they go ahead and do what they're supposed to do, Dak Prescott would not be playing in the fourth quarter. And some of our defense will not be playing in the fourth quarter either. I got two things that I'm gonna say. Here's two things, and I'll close out. I'll even open up the phone lines for some of y'all. I'm gonna go back to who was that asked me? I'm sorry, forgive me. Here, Greg. Greg asked me about the debut of James Washington. First of all, let's make sure it is a debut. They've been talking a lot, saying like he's ready to go, but you never know. You know, you might hold him out one more week. You know what I'm saying? You know, especially if he get out there and warm ups, and if he have just one niche of anything, he's not gonna play. But what does he bring? He's tough. The only problem with James Washington is over his career, he's just been unhealthy. That's really it. He's very talented. He can go up and get the ball. He's fast. We don't know how fast he is because he's just coming off a foot injury. So we don't know if he's lost a little bit. I don't know. He has NFL experience, obviously. He can play outside and inside. He can play. When he's playing, he can play. The problem is with him is we haven't seen him play a whole lot. And that goes back to the Pittsburgh days as well. We'll see. He's not coming in asked to be the man. You see what I'm saying? You know, so if James catches 2 balls, okay, that's pretty much what our third, receiver, between 2 and 4 catches. That's pretty much what our third receiver catches anyway on this team. Noah Brown had been catching a plethora of balls. This offense, as of right now, identity as far as receivers go, have really been in the hands of CD, Gallup is starting to warm up a lot. And our tight ends. You don't really hear about our third receiver too much. We heard about Noah when Cooper Rush was there because it seemed like that Noah was Cooper Rush's guy. And so, but since then, if he catches 2 balls in the game, it is what it is. I got a Philadelphia Eagle fan popping in, obviously. Jealous as envy. Here you go. Fly, Eagles, fly. Y'all keep flying until we see y'all in a couple weeks. We'll see y'all in a few weeks. We already know y'all gonna win and all that kind of stuff. So God bless you. Okay. Y'all, we ain't worried about y'all right now. All we worried about is Houston Texans. That's all we worried about. So it is what it is. We know y'all gonna win, Eagles. So there you go. All right. Yeah. You better not slip though. That's all I'm gonna tell you. You better not slip. You know, like any given Sunday. Hey, David Byrne. He said, let me see what you're saying. He said, I'm from Cedar Hills, Texas. All it takes just one wrong move from the Cowboys, then it's over in the playoffs. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's pretty much any team, David. If I remember right, you're not a Cowboy fan. So I got. If I remember right, I'm trying to remember. That's any team, though, David. And it's true what you're saying, but that's any team. But we ain't in the playoffs yet. We got about four more games before we start talking playoffs. So you're far ahead of the schedule. I'm just talking about the Houston Texans. But what you said is right. All it takes is one wrong move, and then you're going home. I agree with that, but it ain't time for that yet. So we just gonna go crazy. Okay. Shane said, I would like to see the Cowboys score 60 tomorrow, but realistically they'll score at least 28. I got 35, Shane. I got 35, and another thing is they're not going to play. If they get like that and just blowing people out, it ain't got to be no 40 points. It very well could be that you're winning 21-3 or something like that. You see what I'm saying? It could be like you winning 28-7, and it's the end of the third quarter, or you at the beginning of the fourth quarter. Well, number one, you ain't passing the ball, so you ain't scoring. You running the ball, and the question is, who's running the ball? So it ain't got to be 50 points. It could be just a blowout, just like that. The offense may not be clicking, but the defense on fire. And if you winning 28-3, then you ain't really just worried about. See what I'm saying? You ain't worried about. Yeah, exactly. KS1. So y'all that's looking for 50 points, you may not get that. You may not get it tomorrow, even though you thinking that's what you can get. Just win. That's just the bottom line for me. So yeah, I hate to win and be so far down in the playoff list. Like right now, I don't think, even though we got Minnesota whose record is better than us by a game, everybody know that we're a better football team just because of the way we beat them. See what I'm saying? And it's going to be a shame that one of the better seasons for the Cowboys at probably going to win probably right around 12 games. That's the way I'm thinking. I really do believe we're going to win 12 games this year. And I really do believe we're going to end up being a 5th seed in the playoffs with the second best record in the NFC. I believe that. I really do. I don't think we're going to catch the Eagles. I'm just telling you. I hope we do. I hope the Eagles slip. Now, if the Eagles slip one game before they come see us, I'm going to have a whole different discussion then. But I don't see the Eagles losing because they know they can't lose. Because they know we coming. I'm sounding like Dion now. We coming. We coming. See, they know they can't lose either. They know they can't. And they really may not be looking at us. They very well could be looking at Minnesota. Minnesota's only lost 2 games. They won 10 already. See what I'm saying? So you don't want to give them a shot to become a number 1 seed, and everybody got to go through Minnesota. You see what I'm saying? So they They really are. They really are kind of like they got to keep their foot on the pedal either. Jealous envy say, well, I already looked at all the stats of jealous envy. Talking about don't sleep on the Texans. Okay. KHY says, I think we win out. I believe that the Titans are going to be tougher game than the Eagles. That's going to be a big one because Tennessee is going to treat that like a Super Bowl as well. And they're going to Nashville, and the whole world going to be watching that game. I think it's a night game, if I'm not mistaken. If it's not, I wouldn't be surprised if they start flexing us to prime time at night. I think it's already scheduled to be a night game. See, that's the other thing. We getting to the point now where team game, some of these games going to get flexed out. I believe the Cowboys Titan game, that's Christmas Eve. But it's already going to be a prime time game anyway because it's Christmas Eve. So I ain't worried about that. They ain't going to have to flex that out. Okay. We're not overlooking anybody, jealous envy. We already know that y'all have caused us to make sure that we're in playoff mode already because we know we can't fall 3 games behind y'all in the division. So we know we got to win because we still think our guys still think they can win the division. See what I'm saying? Yeah, it's a Thursday night game, KSA. So it's already the whole world gonna be watching that anyway. So that ain't gonna change. So we know we got to win, Jeff. We ain't slipping on nothing. We know what we got to do. Oh, there's no question about it. We know what we have to do. We coming out full gun blazing. We serious. It ain't no letdown here. Y'all have forced us. The Eagles fans, that's one good thing about what y'all have done. Y'all have put us in a position where we have to win every week. We already in playoff mode. We just like y'all. Y'all know y'all can't lose, and we know we can't lose. I like that. I like the focus. I like that, actually. Because I don't want no slip-ups. So that's why I say Houston in trouble. If they had their best players playing, they were going to be in trouble. Now that they sitting folks down, we ain't sitting none of our guys down. We ain't sitting none of ours down. No. No, sir. We can't afford to sit nobody down yet. So our players playing. So you see what I'm saying? They sitting their players down. So if they want to put the practice squad against our players, so be it. We're going to light them up. I'm sorry, it ain't our fault. It ain't our fault. We just need to keep the pressure on, just win, and let's hope that Minnesota, that we all looking at Philadelphia. See, I really don't like that we're going to win all these games. We're going to be a 5th seed. It just bothers me. I really hate it. It bothers me to see that Tampa is probably going to lose 6 or 7 or 8 games, and we got to go see them. You see what I'm saying? Got to go see Brady in Brady's house, or got to go see San Francisco in their house, or got to go see Seattle. They can come back and win their division, or got to see Minnesota. We won't see Minnesota until the next round or something like that if we get there. See what I'm saying? So I got a problem with that. Okay. All right. So we just got to win. That's just the bottom line. All right, I done talked enough. I tried to find something to give the Houston Texans fan. I tried to make it presentable, but I can't. So y'all see the phone line there. Y'all can call in real quick. We'll take a couple calls, then I'll get out the way. Smoke said, hopefully Dak doesn't throw any interceptions. I think we just to the point now, Smoke, we got to live with it because he got so much confidence in his arm. And he's throwing the places where the receiver is supposed to be, which is what an NFL quarterback's supposed to do. And a lot of our guys have not been there, number one. They've stopped running route, then they slip sometime. Then Dak does throw some questionable balls a couple of times. He believes in giving his players a chance, CD, and sometimes he throwing the double cover, and then sometimes he get cracked for it. So, I just think we got to live with that. He come back strong, though. David said, sound like y'all scared of Brady. David, I'll say this about Brady. Him being a Michigan man, and I'm a Michigan fan, I've been seeing it for over 20, 26 years. That is one, yes, he is a scary football player. He is. I mean, I've been watching TV for the last 20 some odd years. Tom Brady is a scary football player. He may go down as other than a defensive player. Usually start thinking about defensive players when I say scary. Okay. But really, there's been not a quarterback ever. Well, there's a few of them. If you score and if it's a 7-point game or less, and there's about a minute and 30 seconds left, and they're starting at the 25-yard line, and Tom Brady, usually this how scary Brady is. It's the fourth quarter. It's less than 2 minutes. You just scored a touchdown to go up on the Buccaneers, okay? And you just scored, and you're celebrating because you just scored a go-ahead touchdown, and rightfully so. But then you look at the clock, and the first thing come out your mouth, you look up at the clock. You just went up now. You're up by 4 or 5. You're up by 4. You're up by 6 points. But the first thing a coach is doing, while the players are doing the gritty and doing all that kind of stuff, the head coach looks at the clock and says, we left 1 minute and 28 seconds on the clock. And you know what everybody says? We left Brady too much time. That's the sign of a scary football player. And I promise you, everybody, if you know football, have said that in a Tom Brady game, because you already know what's getting ready to happen. I done seen it too many times. He has done it to too many people for 20 years. So yeah, you sound like we scared of Brady. Now I don't know if we're gonna say scared, but we respect him because he don't lie. He's the best to ever do it. And it make no difference whether it's at home or away. He hands it out equally. He done got a lot of folks sick over the last 20 years. And you cannot debate that. So, I mean, we're going to hit him. But, this dude here, and I don't want to turn this to the Brady show, but I'm just calling like it is. We say, well, he ain't seen a defense like ours. Yes, he has. Yes, he has. He's a veteran of playing the Ray Lewis defenses of Baltimore and the Indianapolis Colts back then. See what I'm saying? The Indianapolis Colts defenses and all those great defenses back then. He's seen them all. He's went against Hall of Fame. He's played the Pittsburgh Steelers defenses of the early 2000s. He's seen all that. So please don't just like you say Michael Parsons. Michael Parsons don't scare him. He's seen Ray Lewis. He's seen Terrell Suggs. He's seen James Harrison. He saw Robert Mathis and Freeney. And I mean, the list go on and on. So when you say Michael Parsons, Brady just started laughing. Like, okay. You're like, okay. Y'all must don't know my resume. You must don't know who I've seen. Who came to see me. He's seen Troy Polamalu and all these guys. You know what I'm saying? All these guys in the Hall of Fame. They all went down. I ain't, hey. And then there's another element, and I'm through with Brady. It's just the truth, David. I'm just calling like it is. It ain't funny. I'm just calling like it is. Listen, he turns into another dude in playoff time now. Yeah, we all know that. I'm just speaking facts. So does it sound like I'm scared? Y'all take it for what you will. I'm not scared of them at all. I believe we're a better team. But I just know Brady in playoff time. And let me throw this in for all my gamblers. I know how the NFL is when it comes to Brady and the playoffs, too. I know how referees call games for Tom Brady in the playoffs. I just want to throw that in. Yeah, exactly, Cage One. Help me out, Cage One. And he seen Darrell Reeves. Good God. I mean, the list go on and on. He ain't scared of no Trayvon Diggs. He seen Darrell Reeves. I mean, huh? I mean, I'm just saying. So he is a scary football player. Aaron Rodgers has that same persona. Maybe not this year because he's hurt, and Green Bay's not that good. But back, this last, you can go every year. If you scored, you left about a minute 20 on the clock. You say the same thing about Aaron Rodgers. You left too much time on the clock. Drew Brees was like that. Peyton Manning was like that. See, these guys here, it didn't make no difference. Mahomes is like this. Josh Allen is like this. Like, you better have the clock on about 2 seconds left. That's about it. Because if you gave them a minute or something like that, you're in trouble. You see what I'm saying? So, it's hey, J-Lo, appreciate you popping in on Podbean. So these are the type of guys that we're getting ready to see. You can't avoid them. It's be playoff time coming up. And we just better get ready. So I don't care who, you can't run for nobody. It is going to be what it is. We'll be ready to play whoever it is. But until then, that's 5 or 6 weeks down the road. Right now, it's Houston Texans time. That's why all eyes are focused. We're going to crank them up. We're going to go and put them in their place with the place where they are. And we're going to treat them like a 1-10 football team. That's the way I'm looking at it. They 1-10 for a reason. They not fit to come to our house and act like all of a sudden they the Super Bowl champions. That's not going to happen. We're going to punish them. We're going to hit David, whatever the boy name is. The quarterback, whatever his name is. No disrespect, but I don't know who he is. Whatever his name is. Somebody put it in here early in the chat. Allen, whatever his name is. Whoever it is, he finna get hit. He about to get hit. Say hello to number 11. Say hello to number 90. Number 92. Number 56. Say hello to Sam Williams, number 54. Say hello to Donovan Wilson because he coming on a blitz too. Okay, exactly. Tavis said, I've talked about this earlier, Keystone. Damon Pierce, running back. I believe that the Cowboys are going to lock in on them. I believe we're going to, that's really the only weapon they really have. So I just can't see Dan Quinn letting this guy go off. I just can't see it. And what I mean by that is that we got to stack the box so big this game. Whoever their quarterback is, he's going to have to beat us. That's what I would do. I ain't going with no light box. I'm not going with no light box. If Damon Pierce is the man of this offense right now, and he is because he can roll, he can run the ball, then I'm taking him out the game. If I got to put 8 in the box, I got Trayvon Diggs. And let me throw this in. I ain't said this. Everybody want to talk about Boss Man. Boss Man Fat. It'll probably be his first game starting and a whole bunch of playing time, barring that he can stay healthy. This will be his extended player time. This is a huge game for him because a lot of eyes will be on him. A lot of people are trying to see if he's going to be the weak link, and I think that he needs to start. I don't care who we were playing. He just needs his confidence. That's all, in which I think he has. But he just needs his confidence. And so, hey, get your confidence up. If it was the Houston Texans, whoever it is, that's who you got to go ahead and get your confidence up. So be it. He's going to be big for us these next, I I'm trying. So, David, I try to be funny sometimes. I appreciate that. I don't know if you're trying to be sarcastic or just really believe I'm funny, but I appreciate that. I take that as compliments. Uh, uh, Boss Man is going to be big for us in the next, or really for the rest of the year. We all know that Anthony Brown. A lot of y'all now. Hold on. Let me talk to y'all Cowboys fans now. Talk to the family. Y'all come on in real quick and look. Now, y'all ain't gonna admit it because see, y'all didn't want Anthony Brown to play and lose his job this way by injury. So you ain't gonna say it, but a lot of us, and there are times where even I done fell in, but I gave Anthony Brown a lot of credit because when you look at his stats, he was pretty solid. He's not Trayvon Diggs, playmaker that is, but he's solid. Now, y'all been begging for him to be benched now. Okay. And a lot of y'all saying put Boss Man in. And okay. Here we go. Boss Man, the time he ever played done got cracked. Y'all, let's go. And here's the other one before we get there. And I'm gonna put this up here because I'm gonna come to him in a second. So Shane, I'm glad you said that because I'm gonna come to Mr. Bland in a second. But let me finish about Boss Man. A lot of y'all been wanting Anthony Brown on the bench ever since Boss Man got drafted. Okay. This would determine not only this year, y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all, if Boss Man has a chance to, as crazy as it may sound, Boss Man has a chance to secure his spot for the next 8-9 years. Barring his body hold up for him. Andy Brown may never see the field for the Cowboys again. If Boss Man do what I think he can do. That's all I'm gonna say. But he got to prove it. And right now he ain't proved it. Not even to the point where he can where folks can say, okay, he's supposed to be the starter. That's where we are. That's where we are. So here's Boss Man. Okay. Yeah, I think Brown is gone too, Cage. That's why I said. So this is proving ground. The era of Boss Man for real starts tomorrow. We gonna find out. I love his game, to be honest with you, because he's a physical cornerback. Notice tomorrow, y'all, how Boss Man lines up on the ball, on the receiver. He don't drift off like Diggs do. When he lines up, Diggs play almost about setting, getting right in front of, he lines up maybe about 8 yards off the ball, and there it is. But Boss Man is truly a press cornerback. What I mean by press is he lines it right on you, puts his hands on you. That's his game. And if you notice, if you looked at the game last week, Boss Man, when Andy Brown went down, he was doing that the entire time. He never hardly played off on nobody. So, which makes you susceptible to getting beat sometimes because these guys know how to get releases. Wide receivers do. All right. And you get behind and it's there. And because Dan Quinn likes playing man to man a lot, we're going to find out real early what he can do. You understand what I'm saying? So we got to go to that. Now, Bland. We all saw Bland last week. Let's go back to Shane comment. A lot of y'all want Bland on the outside. Bland is not, you can't do it, y'all. Put Bland on the outside a lot because if you're just going with Bland, Diggs, and Boss Man can't go inside. He's too stiff. Hips not fast enough to be going against a slot receiver. He's just not that guy. He's not that guy. So you got to keep Bland inside. Plus, you want Bland there because Bland is an excellent blitzer as well. He is. Bland is an excellent blitzer as well. I ain't saying Boss Man can't do it, but I'm just saying Bland is an excellent blitzer as well. He's effective like that. And it's obvious that he's a good number 3 cornerback playing inside. That's what Bland has got all his stuff from, all his his interceptions. Okay, so I don't want Bland on the outside. Another name that hasn't been talked about that we getting ready to see, and that's Nahshon Wright. Nahshon is about to get his little feet wet now. Nahshon in preseason seemed to be there all the time, but he just never made the plays. It kind of remind you of Anthony Brown too. Anthony Brown wasn't getting beat like crazy, y'all. It was just that when Anthony Brown was there, he just didn't finish the play. Folks always caught the ball. Anthony Brown be right there. He just didn't make the play. That reminded me of Nahshon Wright, who's gonna probably start getting some time as well, starting tomorrow. So we got to be real. Keep your eye on that. See what I'm saying? See, here go Cage one. See, this is what I'm talking about. And I'm not gonna knock him for this. He's saying he's Nahshon ain't nothing right. See what I'm saying? See, he got to change that. And right now, there's a lot of Cowboy fans gonna agree with what he just said there because he ain't made no play. He was getting beat in preseason bad, but these are the guys now because they went and got some cornerback. We saw that, but I don't. We'll see. It's really up to Boss Man, man. If Boss Man do what I think he can do. Hey, Jameson Taylor, I see you popping in. If Boss Man does what I think he can do, and I already know what Bland can do, we'll be fine. Exactly. The Keystone. That was the thing that was with. He was there. And there's another thing. Let me throw this in. Dan Quinn. It's just me now. Dan Quinn has got to possibly change his scheme up a little bit. Because Nahshon ain't really no man-to-man defender. He's more of a zone guy. You see what I'm saying? He's that cover 3 cornerback. That he remind you of his style. May remind you a little bit of. I ain't saying he Richard Sherman. I'm just saying it's that type of style. It really is. He wouldn't do well in man-to-man. He would do well in that cover 3, but right now, Dan Quinn has ran a lot of man. And I'm wondering if Boss Man get beat a few times, will he change it up a little bit? That's my question. We just got to see. See, I know what he was going to do with Andy Brown and Trayvon. With Trayvon and Andy Brown, they would go ahead and run. What's up, Isaiah? With Trayvon and Andy Brown, that was a lot of man concepts. Okay, I know that he's gonna start off with Boss Man running that press and all that kind of stuff. That's fine. But what happens if Nahshon, not Nahshon, what happens if Boss Man start getting cracked like he did against Green Bay? And giving up easy touchdowns because you went on one-on-one. See, it's a lot of what ifs here that you got to start looking at. Y'all see what I'm saying? You with the player there because you were confident in Anthony Brown, pretty much kind of holding up his side. Maybe not like Trayvon, but once your guys can't do it like that, then you got to change up your thing. So are the Cowboys possibly gonna go back to that cover 3, which is what Dan Quinn is known for? Are you gonna run man with Trayvon and have everybody else in cover 3? You see what I'm saying? So it's just things you got to look at. All right. Phone line open real quick. If not, I'll go ahead and let y'all go. It's just some things you need to start looking at. Start looking at inside the game rather than, inside the game. See, that's what Tavis does. I already know that Keystone Cowboy. You got to start looking and see how Dan Quinn is going to play his cornerbacks now. I believe Trayvon will have man, whoever he got, you confident in him running man. But are you confident on the other side running man? It's kind of like basketball. It's kind of like the boxing one defense where you get one defender, you ain't worried about nobody else. The other 4 members on the team will play a zone, and then the other you'll assign one guy to the main player and just have him follow him around the whole game. Everybody else plays zone. I'm wondering now. And that's why I'm saying Boss Man got a lot of things to prove and a lot of things to shut down. Like these thoughts in my head. You got to shut it down. So it starts tomorrow. It is what it is. Can't run now. And not the Boss Man is running. And let me throw this last thing in, because unless y'all gonna call me now, y'all can call in anytime. Let me say this last thing. Sooner or later, Turpin gonna break one. It's gonna happen, y'all. I've been saying it all year, and he getting so close. Turpin is gonna break one, and when he does, it's gonna open it up forever. He gonna break one sooner or later. I will be having in the playoff game. I want to see him get one tomorrow. I'm serious. He is gonna break one tomorrow. I ain't gonna say break one tomorrow. He gonna break one sooner or later before this year over with. He getting so close. I believe that because truth be told, we got one of the better special teams units in the entire league, and a lot of that is due to him. I'm telling y'all that he's gonna break one eventually. It's gonna happen. That's all I got to say. All right. I'm done. I appreciate all y'all for hanging with me. Appreciate all Cowboy fans and Cowboy haters alike that have joined in. Appreciate y'all hanging with me. Appreciate it. I'll be with you guys with this show. I will be with you guys on Monday at 7 p.m. Central Time. Monday, 7 p.m. Central Time. Of course, we'll be talking about what happened in the game, what didn't happen, and hopefully we'll be talking about a Cowboys victory again on Monday. There's a possibility that I might be with somebody tomorrow. I don't know. I might be with West Coast tomorrow. Might be. If not, I don't like doing watch parties. That's me. Because I can't be a fan. I got to be ignorant during the game sometimes. I watch parties, guys. And then when you're doing the watch party, everybody's signal is different. You see what I'm saying? West Coast live in California. I live here in Memphis. The other guys I was on, I believe one stayed in Texas, and the other was somewhere else. And when you do that, you kind of, it throws everybody's signal off. And so you're getting stuff before it happened, and then after it happened, sometimes you almost 1 or 2 plays behind. It just throws me off. So we'll see where we at on tomorrow. Maybe not. But y'all enjoy yourself. Appreciate you. Man, I appreciate you, Shane, man. Thank you there. And keep praying for me, man. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Y'all have a good Sunday. Listen, I don't know where y'all faith is and all that. I don't get into that because I preach on Sundays and do Bible studies and all that kind of stuff. But I will say this. I don't care where you are in life. God loves you. God cares for you so much that he sent his son. Appreciate you, J-Lo. He sent his son for you, if you believe in that. If you don't, I'm telling you what I know. I feel it in my heart. And you owe him. And one of the ways that you can do that is get yourself involved into a church, whether that's virtually or whether that's going in person. Some of y'all ain't been to church in 3-4 years. I don't get that. But I ain't gonna preach to y'all right now. But your God time. And I think we can all sacrifice at least an hour. If you can go to a casino and stay 2 hours, or you can go to your favorite concert for 2 hours, and if you go to a comedy show for 2 hours, certainly you can go to somebody's church now. Come on now, y'all. Let's be grown. Ain't gonna use no excuses. Let's be right. All right, let's be right here. All right, find yourself to a church. If you it's easy. You put it on your phone. Pick the church of your choice. It's easy. All the way, it's all across the country. One click of a button, you can be in somebody's church on your phone tomorrow. Let's try it one time. You might hear something you might need. How about that? You just might hear. All right. Until then, I'll see you guys Monday at 7 p.m. for the one and only, y'all. Thanks for hanging with me. This is, yes, sir, the Big Time Show.